So the contrast, returning once again to speak of the rebellious majority who will not enter, as this contrast is drawn, verse 11, but you are those who forsake the Lord, who forget my holy mountains, who prepare a table for Gad, and who furnish a drink offering for Menai. Therefore I will number you for the sword, and you shall all bow down to the slaughter, because when I called, you didn't answer. When I spoke, you didn't hear, but did evil before my eyes and chose that in which I do not delight. So sadly, once again, it's not that they never knew God or couldn't know him, but due to their rich heritage as God's people, they are those who forsake him. They leave him, forget his holy mountain. It's speaking of Jerusalem and God's established worship for his chosen people. They left that to just go into worldly practices. Rather than worship God as they are called to do, they served worldly idols knowingly. That's the thing. You know, you got pagan nation, dude, they don't know. They haven't had the revelation, but this is why there's such a judgment. These people did know, and so they forsook it. You talk to some believer, as I do all the time, who's forsaken fellowship and the word. Dude, this has been my job for 28 years. And the most, saddest sight you ever see. You talk to an unbeliever, yeah, they're in deep, problems. You talk to a believer who is backslidden, and you see someone who is, they're eating their own vomit, is what, Peter describes it as, and they might as well be. As you talk to them and you see them, and the sad thing is, dude, they can't get out of it. And I've been talking to people like this even just the last few weeks. They can't come out of it because now Satan has them in bondage, because he's beating them up and he keeps them in that thing. It's hard for a backslidden Christian who's deep in a pit to get back out. It's a lot easier for someone who's never known the Lord. That's what Peter teaches. He says it's a lot better to have not known than to have known, because now you have that double bondage of I'm a hypocrite. You'll always be a hypocrite. You have that shame being thrown at you the whole time. It's why God, will be just in his final judgment. All he will have to do is withdraw his present hand of protection, and Satan does the rest. With them, it's going to be physical, the sword and slaughter.